Yes, hello and welcome back to the IWM channel. Today we want to talk about something very, very interesting, and it's called how to deal with SS in your recording. So, if you are into that, or mixing, or songwriting, or mastering, or just want to know how it's done, this channel is for you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and join the channel. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so my take on this is really to understand how to deal with S's. And I work as a music producer, and I work in many different styles, and many of the times, almost every time I work with an artist, you have to do some kind of tweaking with the S's, but not in that way you think we're going to tweak the S's. So, of course, I want you to just add a bunch of SS plugins, de-essing, whatever, multi-band compressors to treat the S's, right? No. I want you to look at this in a very different way, but in a more historical way like they did in the old times. Okay, so we have to look at the channel. I have a microphone here. Gold Star if you know the brand of this microphone. Okay, so we have to look at the chain when it comes to making good sounding S's. Okay, so what's the first thing in the vocal chain? Yes, it's the voice. Okay, so before we use any microphone, we want to know, how do you sing your S's? Okay, it's a huge difference in the microphone world if you sing S's or S's. Okay, not just necessary in terms of volume, but how you emphasis on the S or not. So, you really want to understand that the microphones are not good at picking up S's. Almost no microphone can really pick up a harsh, hard S. So you really want to understand that when you sing your vocals, or you talk with your artists that are singing your vocals, that you need to treat the S's in your mouth at first, okay? So this theatrical hard S's is always going to be a problem for you. Because if we look back during the years, back in the days, they were the artists back in the days, they had much more skills in singing S's and treating the microphone and adjusting the head to the microphone. Nowadays, people tend to sing so much close to the microphone so that everything is hard, everything is loud, so you have to treat it later because otherwise it's going to be harsh on your ears. And you don't want that. You want nice sounding recordings that makes you feel something, correct? So again, the first thing is really to understand that if I use softer S's, everything's going to be easier in the process. So make sure you use softer S's. It can be s instead of s, or just s instead of s. Soft S. And also make sure you have a proper distance to the microphone, depending on the style, depending on the microphone. But the closer you are, the harsher you use your S with your mouth, the more problem it's going to be. But you don't want too far away from the microphone, because then you will end up with a lot of room sound. If maybe that is something that is preferable for you. Maybe you want that, and that's perfectly fine. But if you use this kind of distance to the microphone and with a soft S, you're not going to have any S problem. Promise you that. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is really to choose microphone that, if you know you have hard S and you really like that with your voice, maybe you can try a microphone that doesn't have this high-end intensification. That has maybe a little bit of roll-off in the high end, or something that can really treat your S's a little bit more as well. So that's the second thing. But still, these two elements with your mouth and the microphone, it's like 90% of the work is done there. Okay, you heard me. 90% of the work is done there. You don't want to spend 90% of the time treating it with de-essing plugins, okay? But then, when it comes into your computer, Let's see. I've done 2 recordings here. One with a very high intensification of S. The lyrics is absolutely perfect. No, they're not. Okay, let's listen. Sunset says Clarissa. Sunset says Clarissa. A phrase with a lot of S's, I guess. Okay, one more time. Sunset says Clarissa. You listen to the S and listen to this recording. Same thing, but with lower S's. Sunset says Clarissa. And the only difference in these recordings are the emphasis I put on the S. Okay, that's the only thing that differ them from each other. One more time. Sunset says Clarissa. And sunset says Clarissa. So this is really before any plugins are added. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? And if you still believe that the S's are too low before you put any plugins on, you can cut things. And you have to find the S's. Sunset says This is a typical example of an S. Looks like American football. You can mark it and you can just drag it down a little bit. Sunset says Clarissa. Okay, so the only S I believe is maybe a little bit harsh is this one. So let's drag that one down as well. It says Clarissa. Okay, so this recording in terms of S's, not in terms of the lyrics, is pretty good. Sunset says Clarissa. So, I really want you to try these things before you add another S-ing plugin on your recording. I know this is going to be a little bit challenging because you always want to have quick answers, quick fix and all that, but it's really about how you sing. So with your recording that you struggle with, try to record it again with better S's and you have fixed 90% of the problem. Okay, so if you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any beautiful ways of treating S's before plugins, put it in the comments and let's discuss it. I want to learn and I hope that you want to learn too. Until next time, have a beautiful day and keep those S's soft. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.